let's get into somewhat of a score prediction, guys. You guys don't have to give a particular point spread or point score prediction if you don't want to. If you want to, we absolutely welcome it. But we're going to do it here on the show live and let everybody know who we think is winning this game. Just setting it up first and foremost from a spread standpoint. Obviously, this line opened up, according to ESPN, this line opened up at Texas favored at 10.5. They are now favored at 12. The over under opened up at 54.5. It is now down to 51.5. I'll let you guys go around the horn. What do you guys think of the spread? And if you want to give a score prediction, by all means, go ahead and give a score prediction for the Clemson Texas game coming up this Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern in Austin, Texas. The first ever matchup between the Texas Longhorns and the Clemson Tigers, two of the biggest brands in college football right now. So it's going to be an exciting game. Regardless of the way it goes, I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I think it's too many points, honestly. Texas plays with their food way too often. Seen it the whole year. I don't expect it to change. If it changes, then maybe then I'll reconsider and say this team can win a national championship. But I'm not there anymore because of the reason I just stated. They play with their food so often. So I do think they win the game because I just think this defense is that damn good. I really do. I think if we're ranking the best units just in the college football playoff, like if you rank everyone's offense and defense, I think Texas is number one unit-wise with the Texas defense. So I'm going to take Texas to win the game 26-17. I think it's relatively low scoring most of the game. And I think Texas just puts on a late touchdown at the end of the game to seal the victory. But I think it's going to be a dogfight. I really do. I could see Texas putting up like 450 yards and still only having 26 points. And then Clemson has like 270, 280 yards, but they're still in the game because that's what this team does. So I think it's going to be a good football game.
That was the Georgia game to a T in that first half, right?
Yeah.
Texas had doubled them up on yardage, but only had a 3-point lead. Now, I kind of tipped my hand a little bit earlier. I'm with Matthew on that. I think 12 is just too much, especially with the way the Texas offense has played. Do I think they're good enough to put up 24 points? Yeah, probably. So I think my head probably has it like 24-17, I would say. Probably take Clemson, but Texas wins is probably where my head goes. But there's a world where, like Matthew said, Quinn Ewers throws a couple of interceptions. Texas coughs the ball a couple of times. Cade Klubnik puts that offense in the end zone in a short field, and things get interesting. So, but I do think probably Texas by 7 is where I have it in the 24-17 range.
Well, I'm glad Matthew picked 26-17 because that unorthodox score, but I'm glad he picked 26 because I was going to go 27 because I'm glad we're all probably not going to have the same score, but I'm with you guys. I can't get past the matchup, especially on the lines of scrimmage for Clemson in this game. I do think that they're going to. I think Clemson is going to have Texas scouted really well. I think that's something that they've done consistently pretty well this season. It's been through the course of the game when teams make adjustments. I mean, you saw in the Georgia game. I mean, it was a 6-0 game at halftime. I thought, and they didn't even scout Georgia necessarily. They didn't really have much tape to go off of. But the thing that has plagued them is as the game goes on, when teams start to make adjustments, we have not seen either coordinator really adjust at a high level this season. And whether they're up, and holding on to the lead or they're trailing and trying to get back in the game, they have not been able to do that. So I'm going Texas 27-17. I think it's going to be a dogfight for a lot of the game, but I think Texas is just going to impose their will, especially late, because I think they are built to win this type of game more than I think Clemson is right now. So I'm 27-17 Texas. We'll see what happens. I think Cade is going to have some. He's going to have some special moments to make up the difference because I think there's too much that does not favor Clemson in this matchup right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we've kind of talked about this matchup in depth about as much as we possibly could in the past hour. I thank you guys so much for being here. You guys have been awesome and so gracious with your time. At the end of the day, I just don't think Clemson's offense has demonstrated the ability to score consistently enough against a defense that is rated as high, regardless of who they have played of this Texas defense. I just don't trust this Clemson offense's ability to move the ball consistently and put it in the end zone when it comes to this Texas defense. I think that's the difference in the game. I think ultimately the Texas defense will get the job done. I'm going to pick Clemson to cover. I think 12 is too much for Texas. I don't think Texas offense is good enough to cover the 12. I know Clemson's defense has struggled immensely at points and times in the season. But again, I don't think it's enough to cover this 12 points. But I'm going to take Texas to win the game 23-16. Unfortunately, I think a lot of Clemson's drives is going to stall out in this game. I think a lot of Clemson's drives are going to ultimately end up in field goal attempts by a Nolan Hoosier. And Texas has demonstrated time and time again this season you can move the ball maybe a little bit against them, but in the red zone, they're going to clamp down. And this Clemson team has not proven the ability to capitalize in the red zone clearly enough. So for those reasons, I'm going to pick Texas to win the game, but I'm going to pick Clemson to cover 23-16. Texas takes the dub. That's where I'm at.
Another thing that scares me in this game on our side is the punter. He has the worst punting average out of every punter in college football. So, if you guys –
Clemson's punter might rival him in this game. Yeah. Get the label for the worst punter.
Okay, cool.
What's that mean? They're having a mid-off, right?
Yeah, mid-off. That's what. Hey, we'll hand out 2 trophies: the winner of the game, and then the worst punter award. We'll go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe we can do it in the post-game live video where we award the winner of the game and then the worst punter of the game.
Honestly, we could combine it.
I got a feeling both teams are going to punt multiple times in this game.
Yeah, well, and we could honestly combine it, just special teams in general, since we both have so many questions.
There you go.
In the kicking game as well. So man, we might as well. And honestly, that could be another equalizer, I guess, or who sucks the least at special teams is the probably the best way to put it.
I wouldn't put a single dollar on Clemson when it comes.
I would not.
Well, you haven't seen our guy yet. When you watch him, you will. But
I don't know about that. The fan favorite BYOG or Sell playoff edition has officially kicked off. We're going to go back and forth with BYOG or Sell, and then we'll obviously kick it to the comment section for their BYOG or Sell. And then we got a special announcement for the 100th episode and opening up the phone lines for the call-in show. So, Jordan, I'll let you go first. What's your very first BYOG or Sell for tonight and the inaugural 12-team playoff?
All right, BYOG or Sell, the leading the team's leader in total carries is Cade Klubnik. Am I muted?
The team leader.
Okay, you got it.
And carries is Cade Klubnik. I'll buy. Because I think that's probably going to be Clemson's best running play is Cade Klubnik, whether it be a called run or creating outside of the pocket when a play breaks down. I think that's going to be Clemson's best chance in order to have productive plays on the ground. So I'll buy. I got something in the same theme that I wrote down before the show started, Jordan. So BYOG or Sell, a rushing touchdown by someone not named Phil Maffa or Cade Klubnik.
Oh, that's a good one.
A rushing touchdown by someone not named Phil Maffa or Cade Klubnik? BYOG or Sell?
Are we even going to have a rushing touchdown in this? I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I'm gonna Sell, but that I don't know. That so much of that is situational, and if you do get into a goal line situation, the way this team has handled goal line plays this year, so many times it's felt like it's Cade Klubnik, finding somebody in the end zone in the passing game. It doesn't feel like we've really just lined it up and punched it in that many times this year. And with the running back situation you're in right now, our tendencies don't tell me that they do that. So I'm a Sell, but there's a possibility if they decide to actually use Keith Adams the way that they recruited him. Who knows? Maybe you see him. Who knows? Or maybe it is David Azumame. Who knows? But I'm going to Sell.
Yeah, I'm going to Sell as well. I don't think it happens. They're a very good rush defense. We talked about how elite this Texas defense is, and look, I know that they have not played the best of or the most elite of offenses, but with Clemson's struggles and with Phil Maffa's struggles and just the consistency as far as rushing the ball for this Clemson Tigers team, I just don't think so. So I'm going to Sell as well.
All right. BYOG or Sell? Quinn Ewers throws 2 or more picks in this game.
Buy. I'm going to buy. One, because Texas has turned the ball over 7 times in the past 3 games. Our defense has been very opportunistic when it comes to creating turnovers. Our offense has not always been great at capitalizing on those turnovers. So that'll definitely be a telltale sign of if we are able to compete in this game. But I do think this Clemson defense creates multiple turnovers in this game. And I would not be surprised if it's Quinn Ewers throwing for multiple picks. So I will buy that. One, because it's a key to Clemson's game plan. It's a key to Clemson being able to compete and win this game. And 2, it's something that Quinn Ewers and this Texas team has demonstrated to put the ball in harm's way, whether that be fumbles or interceptions. But it very well could be interceptions. So I will buy.
All right. You're up.
All right. Last one for me before we turn it over to the comment section. BYOG or Sell? Tyler Brown goes for 50 plus.
Oh, 50?
50.
Yeah, I'm a Sell on that one. That's too. We haven't seen him factor that much. I could see a world where he adds like a 20, 30 receiving yards. 50 means he's getting either has a big play or he's actually a major factor in the receiving game. And I'm not ready to go there with. They have not put him out there enough for me to feel like. But who knows? That would be like I said, that would be a tendency breaker.
Right. It'd be a guy to throw out there that they don't expect. And we all know Tyler Brown's capability when he's on the field. He is absolutely electric. He's a game breaker. He's a guy that can bust the defense wide open. And I know this Texas team and their defense, and they don't give up explosive plays, specifically in the passing game. But we do have some guys. I don't think that as much as this Texas team has not given up explosive passing plays and has really bottled up offenses this year, I don't think this Texas team has seen a wide receiver core quite to the level that this Clemson Tiger team is.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about an Antonio Williams, a Brian Wesco, a TJ Moore, a Tyler Brown that is back and healthy, a Cole Turner that can take the top off of a defense, a Jake Brenningstool that is just a matchup nightmare for your safeties and your linebackers. There's places where they can be challenged. And not that they won't rise to the challenge, they very well may. But I think this crew is specifically inclined to maybe challenge them a little bit more than they have been so far this season. How it works out for the Tigers remains to be seen. But we got some dudes at wide receiver and tight end.
Yep, and they're gonna have to make plays, man.
But
like you said, I think
we can't become one dimensional. So that's the other key.
And that's the thing. If there's, you said it. I mean, that's one thing that gives me some positive feelings is that Texas has not played receivers receiving group that quite has the level of athleticism and twitch and ability that Clemson's receiver room does.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but they're gonna have to win their one-on-ones because those Texas DBs are they're not scrubs and they're not they're not,
and they're going to be physical.
They're just products of playing not a ton of great offenses. They are legitimately talented and well coached.
Absolutely, yeah. They're going to be physical. They're going to play press man. They're going to challenge these Clemson wide receivers 1,000%. But there is a lot of talent out there for them to worry about on this Clemson Tiger offense. So we'll see how it shakes out. But let's go ahead and get into the comment section. Let's grab 3 to 4 of the BYOG ourselves, and then we will try to get some people to come on via the StreamYard link that we're going to post in the live chat. Hopefully you guys will come on, hang out with us for a bit. Tell us about how you heard about the show. Tell us how long you've been listening. Ask me and Jordan some questions. Just kind of hang out with us and celebrate this 100th episode of the All In Show. So, Jordan, go ahead and grab 3 to 4 of those BYOG yourselves, and then we'll try to get this call-in portion rolling.
Yep. Let's see. Dylan with a BYOG yourself, he says Clemson scores 2 passing touchdowns with Klubnik rushing for a touchdown. Ooh, okay. So I picked us to score 17, so I'm gonna have to sell on the total of 3 touchdowns by Klubnik. But I do think they get 2. I do think he gets 2 passes. But yeah, you did say adding the rushing touchdown, making it 3. I'm a sell.
I mean, look, and that's a tall task. Like, keep in mind, this Texas defense has given up 4 passing touchdowns all season.
Yeah.
So to give up 2 in a game would be extremely.
You do something that nobody else has done. That's for sure.
I mean, that would be an accomplishment in and of itself. So.
David BYOG or sell Cole Turner rushing touchdown. I'm a sell.
I mean, I could see them doing it. Maybe they got some sort of wide receiver reverse or some kind of pop pass to Cole Turner to try to be an extension of the run game. I could see them doing that to try to get some semblance of a run game going, specifically if a Phil Maffa is not doing well or just that base running game is not having a lot of success against this Texas defense. I could see them going to something like that. So, I mean, it's a possibility, but I'm not willing to kind of bet on it, if you will.
Yeah, rushing but I do think you'll see a wrinkle like that where they get Cole Turner in space. But it might, I don't know if they're going to run it. Yeah. Mr. 2X says BYG or sell Williams and Wesco will have a combined 100 yards receiving. That's a good one. I'm going to buy.
They have to.
Yeah.
If Clemson's going to be in this game, they have to.
Yeah. You're gonna see K. Klubnik throw the ball a lot. I
If
think
if they don't, Clemson gets blown out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Clemson's got to have the ability to hit on passing plays and still be balanced in a sense when it comes to the rushing. If you become one dimensional against this Texas defense, they're going to feast because they're going to drop back. They're going to keep everything in front of them. They're not going to allow Clemson to be explosive, and they're just going to rally to the ball and tackle. And it's going to be a long day for the Tigers. So you got to have some semblance of a running game. And, yeah, those two guys got to go over 100 yards combined if we're going to keep this game close and have a chance to win it in the end, hopefully.
Let's see. Tig says BYU or Sell Clemson actually plays its first 4-quarter game of the year. I can't buy that. Well, it depends. I guess it depends because on what you mean. But like, if they play good, sound, competitive football for 4 quarters, but they lose,
I hope so.
That'll count. But because
I hope so, but I can't bank on that.
no.
This Clemson team has proven time and time again to have the inability to pull away when they have the opportunity. They also have the inability to clamp down on the defensive side of the ball when they have the ability to shut an offense down. So I can't bet on that. I got to sell. But again, like I said before, if Clemson hopes to keep this game close and ultimately have a chance to win in the 4th quarter, they got to play 4 complete quarters because, I mean, this defense could ultimately put Clemson's offense in a box, and it could be bad. So,
yeah. Let's see a few more. Let's do a couple more. Wet Sox, BYG or Sell Ashton Hampton logs more snaps than Jaden Lucas. I'm gonna buy that.
Buy.
Yeah, I think I'd buy
Yeah.
that. I think with this matchup, I mean, I don't think there's any reason to be scared of putting your freshman out there because you need your talent like that. I think Sammy Brown needs to play. Ashton Hampton needs to play a bunch like that.
Yeah,
Ashton Hampton is long, rangy, and against receivers like Matthew Golden and like you need that.
You got nothing to lose in this game. Ultimately, you lose, you go home, the season's over. So pull out all the stops. Ashton Hampton, I think, is your most physical corner. He's more gifted than Jay Lou. Not that nothing against Jay Lou or not knocking him in any way, but Ashton Hampton's just more physically gifted than him, and probably gives you a better chance at bottling up some of those wide receivers and some of that speed that you have on the Texas side of that offense. So he's shown the ability to really lock down some wide receivers. He's shown the ability to recover quickly and cover ground and break up passes and not allow quarterbacks to be very successful against him. So, yeah, I think he's probably your best bet over there. Opposite
Avion Terrell.
Yeah, Avion Terrell. Thank you. Opposite Avion Terrell. So, yeah, I expect him to play majority of the snaps against Texas.
All right. Like Mike says, BYOG or Sell, somebody other than TJ Parker records a sack for Clemson. I will buy. One thing that we didn't really hit on a ton is that the one thing that this Texas offense has struggled with, Quinn Ewers has struggled with in particular, when he gets blitzed and he's pressured, he has not been particularly great this year.
We got some pass rushers. As much as these ends don't set the edge well, you do got Lawson that can absolutely rush the passer.
Yeah.
And if Quinn Ewers can't get out of the way, that guy can wreak some havoc in the backfield opposite a TJ Parker.
But but I think it's going to come from the linebacker position. That's what I truly think. I think so, like a Sammy Brown, I think is a good bet to get a sack in this game. And it's because I think that Clemson, they have not shown the ability this year to really get pressure with just sending their front four. I think they do need to blitz in this game. And I as talented as Texas is up front on the offensive line, I think that is the way you're going to have to get pressure. So I think, someone other than I think Sammy Brown or one of the Sammy Brown's my first pick, but I could see any of the linebackers potentially getting a sack in this game because you're going to have to put your corners on islands at times in this game because I think ultimately getting pressure on Quinn Ewers is the path to success.
The part that scares me about this Texas offense is I could see Clemson's defense bottling them up in this first half, and then come second half, you got Arch Manning out there, and he's
oh god, yeah. Well, I'm
going
to live in the
athletic and creating outside of the pocket and that sort of thing. Like I could see that being a thing.
I do not want Arch Manning's legacy game to come against. Please, I want to live in the reality where Quinn Ewers is the quarterback for
Me too. Me too. I want Arch Manning to sit on the sideline and rot for at least another game. But I mean, if this offense is struggling and this Clemson defense is bottling them up, it's a win or go home. Like, all bets are off. I could certainly see an Arch Manning coming out there, and that's been one of the things that have challenged this Clemson defense so much this season is an athletic quarterback, and then you bring a guy in like that who's not only athletic, but he can throw the ball as well. Let's just hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, let's hope. All right. Gambini XL, kind of on the same theme. He said BYOG or sell. Sammy Brown has 2 tackles for loss.
Oh, I'll buy. Yeah, absolutely. That dude's all over the field. He's an absolute animal. He'll definitely have 2 tackles for loss.
All right, last one.
He'll lead the team in tackles even if he only plays 3 quarters.
Yeah, that tends to be how it works with.
He don't need 4 quarters to lead the team in tackles.
Yep, you see him flying over the field, all around the field making plays, and then you're like, oh, all right, let's take him out.
Yeah, let's take him out. Yeah, he's tackling.
He's doing too much. He's showing up our 2 seniors. Graham Turnbull, the last one. He says BYG or sell. Sammy Brown plays every snap. Yeah, I'm selling that. Even though I wouldn't be upset if he did. They've shown that they will take him out in a heartbeat whenever they feel like it. So even if it doesn't necessarily make sense. All right, let's get to some of you guys' regular comments for a little bit. Of course, the StreamYard link is
the 100th episode of the All In Show. Thank you guys so much for being here. We got 48 people still, Jordan, in the live chat. We're almost 2.5 hours in already. This is a special episode of the All In Show. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep chopping up with you guys in the comment section. But if you guys want to join the show, ask us questions. Tell us how you heard about the show. Tell us how long you've been listening to the show. Whatever the case may be, this is our 100th episode of the All In Show. It's a super special one to us. And we're super thankful for each and every one of you that are here still hanging out with us. So if you would like to join the show, click the StreamYard link. Come in here. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to. But you can come in here and chat it up with us for a couple minutes, and that'll be greatly appreciated. If not, we'll just dive into the comment section and chop it up with you guys like we always do.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. Dylan gets in his score prediction. He thinks 35-31 Clemson pulling the dub. Man, if this is a 35-31 game,
whoo! I don't know if it gets that high scoring.
Man, that would be something. But it's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, it's certainly within the realm of possibility, but I don't think it gets that quite that high.
I'd wonder how that looks, because it's both, especially with the defenses that are playing in this game, and
maybe some turnovers, some defensive scoring.
Yeah, potentially. But I like the pick. Let's I certainly like that one better than my score prediction.
Yeah.
Let's see. Y'all really. He also says Sammy needs to. Well, it needs to be the spy in this game. I don't think you need to spy Quinn Ewers. So I think that's the good thing is you're not facing a super mobile quarterback. Well, at least starting quarterback. If Arch Manning gets in the game, all bets are off. But I think it'll allow you to play more free, and that's a aspect of the game that you're not really going to have to worry about too much. Quinn Ewers has he's used his legs at times, but that's not his game. So you'll take if he starts scrambling on you, I mean, so be it. You definitely would rather that than him hitting big plays down the field to DeAndre Moore or Matthew Golden or any of their other talented Ryan Wingo or any of their other talented wide receivers.